Good morning, everyone. It is January 8th, 2017. First video of the brand new year, and I hope you had a wonderful holiday season, and I hope 2017 is going good for you, and we're going to have a good year. Okay, hey, I want to say thank you right off the bat. I want to say thank you for all those that hit that subscribe button. You know, I love it when I see those numbers go up because that tells me you or somebody out there is interested in what I'm doing. I'm giving you a sort of a window to look through into my life in my trading of covered calls. And I'm getting a lot of positive feedback and really enjoy that. And in fact, we have a couple questions that I'm sort of going to marry today that we're going to talk about through that feedback. So I want you to subscribe for me, and I want you to hit this like button. Hit the like button and tell me that you like what I'm doing. You want me to do it time and time again, week after week, and I will. Let me know. Subscribe and hit that like button. I love the feedback. Okay, let's get into it. You know, one of the things that we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about how I pick winner after winner. Okay, last year I probably had 3, maybe 4 losers, and 3 of those losers were because of my own fault. You know, I early on I picked Lilly. I wrote a covered call on Lilly, and Lilly rocketed past my strike price. I did not have all the experience and the financial education needed to deal with that. I thought I was going to lose my shares. I thought it was going to go another 10 points. Man, I was nervous. I bought it back. You know, I bought it back and kept the shares. And what does that do? You know, that adds to your cost basis. And that's what I did. I think I bought that back $3 above my cost basis. I had no real idea of how that impacted the whole deal. Not only did my premium go, I lost my entire premium on that trade. I added $3 to my cost basis, and then Lilly gets news and it falls 10 points. So I wasn't prepared for that. But through the year, I got my financial education. And I stuck with my plan and executed my plan. And I only had that happen to me one other time this year, and it happened with Gilead. Oh, man, I can't believe it. I've been holding Gilead just on the hopes that there would be some news. You know, if you follow Gilead, you know that it's a great stock, great company, great dividend, got cash, dominates their sector. But, man, they've been cut at the knees. And you just get that feeling that it's going to turn around. It's going to be a high flyer again with an acquisition. So I've written some, out of the money strikes, maybe even $10 out of the money strike. And when I do that, Gilead starts to move up to that strike and I buy it back. And I did that again. I think that I did that twice this year, adding to my cost basis. Luckily, the last one I did, I said, hell with it. Only added like 50 cents to my cost basis. I'm done. I'm either going to trade it or I'm not. I'm just done trying to catch lightning in a bottle and keeping the shares, okay? So with that said, how do I pick my winners, okay? And there's a couple things that I sort of follow through the great advice of Tyrone Jackson. I've talked about him in my video. Alan Ellman, talked about him in my videos. You want to pick great companies that you would like to own. Okay, because at the end of the day, you're buying them and you're writing calls. You are holding them. Unless you have a strategy that sort of covers you with a safety net on the downside, which I don't talk about. I talk about writing covered calls. You're stuck holding the stock. So you want to own a great stock that you would otherwise want to own. Second, for me, it's Dow Jones stocks, S&P 500 stocks, and IDB 50 stocks. Okay, I don't subscribe to the IDB 50, but it is a great resource for great companies in the moment. Okay, I'm going to show you today, right now, in fact. Oh, by the way, let me finish up on that. We're going to talk about this. We're going to recap at the end. Dow stocks that you'd like to own, S&P 500 stocks you'd like to own, IDB 50 stocks you'd like to own. Then I'm looking for open interest of 100 or more because I need buyers. You could have an $8, $9 premium sitting there, but if you have 0 open interest, ain't nobody going to buy it. If you have 1 open interest, they ain't going to give you your price. Okay? So with that said, I love volume. So usually with these big companies I'm talking about, they have volume. And we're going to talk about that right now. So real quick, I want you to look at this link right here. I found, the IDB 50 is a publication put out by the Investors Business Daily, and they charge money for that. Okay? And you can't Google it and just find it. Well, I found an ETF that every week reboots and buys the IDB 50, and it's listed here. Okay? Now, a couple things. You have to be aware of the current date as of. Here's your link right here. Okay? So you want to write that down, save it, bookmark it. You want to check this. Okay? I'm not recommending this ETF. I'm just showing you where you can find it. And notice, look at that. As of January, there you can see the date right there, January 9th. There's the IDB 50. Okay? You would otherwise be buying the IDB 50 newsletter from Investors Business Daily. Okay? You can find those stocks right here. Okay? So, with that said, I'm not telling you to invest in this ETF. I'm only telling you where you can find the current stocks in the ETF based on their that time frame there. So that's a great resource. I want you to bookmark that. So there's my IDB 50. I'll use that list and then I'll do my research. I'm not just going to grab a stock and do it. I'm gonna see one that I would like to own, right? One that I would like to own. Then I'm going to check. Do we have volume? Do we have premiums? Are they a part of the S&P 500 or Dow? Is it a stock I would like to own? I don't know who the hell this company here is. Right there. I'm not going to necessarily buy it just because it's on the IDB 50, but I sure do. I recognize others like Goldman Sachs. See, remember, you have to be willing to own these stocks. So let's talk about 2 stocks that I always talk about. We're going to talk about that volume and how that volume affects our premiums and our spreads. Okay, and how you can get in and out of a trade. So Microsoft, one that I love, okay? In fact, I made a $1,900 gain on my trade on Microsoft since I bought it back in October. I decided to sell the shares instead of write another covered call. Remember what I was doing? I bought the shares. I wrote an out of the money strike. I'd either buy it back or let it expire. I'd do it again. Finally, last Friday, I decided I'm done with it. I'm going to pocket my profits, and I sold the shares immediately after buying the covered call back. Okay. So with that said, notice here, this is what I want you to notice. So with the volume, notice now these are time delayed. These are not very sticky bid ask because Yahoo is time delayed and blah, blah, blah. You're going to find your best bid and ask from your brokerage. That's going to be real time. Remember, we sell the bid. We buy the ask, okay? So when I'm selling a covered call, okay, I'll do a limit order for the bid, which is right here, okay? Then when I go to buy it back, I'm going to buy the ask right here. Well, what you're looking for is these tight spreads where it's only a penny or a couple pennies because the stock is going to trade a couple pennies on a high volume stock and you're going to get out. You're going to be able to get out. Look at all that volume on that strike. This is a February 17th strike. And right now with Microsoft trading at 62.82, that 65 strike, you get $1 for it. Look how tight that bid ask is, okay? And look at all that volume. People are willing to buy Microsoft off of you. You could put in that nice limit order. Say in this case, you want that 102. Put in that limit order of 102 and just wait. Maybe put in a limit order of 104. Let it come up to you. That's what I do. I get those extra pennies. Those extra pennies add to my profits. Okay? Now, let's talk about PSX. PSX, Phillips 66, is a highly traded, not as much volume refiner. Big name company, S&P 500, all that stuff. Look at their bid-ask spreads. Okay? Look at this. Again, these are 20-minute time delays. Yahoo might not be necessarily the best, but I can tell you this. They are a dime either way for the most part. And look at the volume. We have open interest of 0. Okay, so you're not getting anybody buying that. Got to have open interest. Got to have a 100 plus. Okay? Now, I have sold calls into less than 100, but for the most part, you want 100 plus because you want to be able to buy it back or sell it, buy it back. You want your open interest to be 100 or above. That's my strategy. Okay? So with these two examples, you see Microsoft with the super high volume, the bid-ask spread are nice and tight, meaning you could put in a penny here, penny there, and you'll get it to trip for you. PSX, notice the bid-ask spreads can be 10 cents, 20 cents. Okay? Between the bid and the ask, I saw it on Friday because I'm thinking this is going to be my next one, by the way. I think this is sold off about $4 or $5 from where it should be, or where I think it should be. I think I'm gonna buy some of this, and I'm gonna write the February call. I might write a 90 here and just pick up 90 cents. But that's how I recognize that. Wow, the bid ask on these might be 90 cents, and the ask is 110. That's a huge spread, and boy, you're gonna have to finagle to try to get your price there, and you may not get anybody buying your option, or maybe you trying to buy it back. So, just to recap, I know I said a lot there in one shot. Let's talk real quick. I want to buy the Dow stocks, the S&P stocks, open interest of 100. I want volume because I want those tight bid-ask spreads. I want a company that I can invest in. And last thing that I didn't talk about was premiums above 25 cents. You'll see this posted on the internet where it's not worth your time to buy sell options under 25 cents. It's just not worth it. Well, yeah, it's just not worth it if you have a couple hundred shares. I mean, if you have 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, that might be worth it. I'm just looking to collect a couple $100 per trade. So I might want to write a option for 21, 22 cents because if it's going to pay me $400 or $500 because I have so many shares, sure. Okay, but for the most part, you'll always hear guys on YouTube talk about the big premiums, $4 and $5 and $6 and $8. Well, as you know, we've talked about that. You have those kind of premiums, chances are you got volatility, you got risk. Hey, at your own risk, invest in those stocks. Me, I'm going to stick to this plan right here, what you see on screen. And hey, I've had some success. I've had a lot of green trades in 2016 and 2017. Hey, God willing, it's going to be the same. And has. I actually closed out a couple this year. So, hey, I hope you learned something. I want you to go to this website real quick, IDB, the IDB ETF. Just look at the stocks that are in there. Study this a little bit. Get your financial education. And I hope you learned something today. This is a little window into what I do. And if you grabbed a little morsel of information, then it's worth it to me to keep doing the videos. I want you to hit that like button, bang that like button for me, and subscribe. Subscribe, and hey, until next time, I hope all your covered calls are profitable.
All I see is signs, all I see is dollar signs. Oh, money on my mind, money on my mind.